So now how do you know that what amount of resin do I require for this piece, right? So you have many companies, many international companies who have a resin calculator on their web pages. If you do not find the link, I can link it to the email, or you can contact me for that link. And otherwise it's easy, right? With time you get to know, okay, you know, this much resin you require for your canvas, and the amount of resin that you require also depends if you worked on structures or not worked on structures. For example, I have worked on a few structures on the sanding part. So the resin required for the whole area was less than the resin I'll require to work on this. These are of same sizes, but yet the resin part is less. So that you will get with time only. But before that, you can, while you're working completely on this product, this is a 9 inches by 9 inches canvas, or an MDF canvas. For this you require approximately 126 grams of resin. Now how do you decide how much resin do you require? So it's a calculation that I have derived over the time with my own experience and experiments, of course. So I calculate the area that I have in inches. So it has 9 into 9, that is approximately 81 square inch of area, and then I multiply it by 1.5. So that will give you around 116 or something around 120, and then I add 10% equal to the amount of resin that I require for my one canvas, which I have to completely cover in resin, right? So that would come approximately around 130. And if you have some issues with calculations, you can get back to me. So that is the amount of resin that I require. So now how do I decide which part to be used, like how do I divide it in ratio, right? So this is 5:3 when we talk about mixing and making a clear resin. So this is 5:3. So now how do I get 5:3? I'll divide 130 by 8. So take a calculator. So 130 is the total resin in grams that I require for my canvas, and that would be now for dividing for this company, I'll divide it by 8, because 5 plus 3 are the total parts I require, so that is 8. So 130 divided by 8 is 16.25. So now for resin part A, I require 16.25 into 5, that is into 5. So that is 81. So 81.25, so we'll take 81 for here. So 81 is the amount I require from this, and 50 is the amount I require for this. So 80 plus 50 is 130, right? So that is how you calculate. So I'll take 81 of this and 50 of this, and that will make 50 altogether. Okay. So now how do you use a measuring scale? You just switch it on. You make sure that the mode is in grams, and you keep your cup. So when you keep your cup, the cup has a weight already. So this will be 130 plus the cup, the weight of the cup. To avoid that situation, how I trick my measuring scale is, I keep my cup first, I switch it on, and it comes out to be 0. And when I remove my cup, it comes out to be -7. So the cup, so earlier I had covered this thing in plastic, but it was not, the readings were not well visible in the camera, so I had removed just for you. But I'm gonna revise that and cover it in plastic, because I really want to use my measuring scale for a longer duration. So as you can see, there is a 0 reading, and if I keep my glass, the reading comes to 8. So now the total resin I would be requiring is 130 plus 8 and not 130, right? So you have to consider the weight of your glass or the spoon, whatever you have in your jar. Like it's 9, so it will be 139, but I don't usually keep my spoon inside. So how do I trick my measuring scale is, I switch it off, I keep my jar first, then I switch it on. So now it has a 0. So what does that mean is that my scale has already subtracted the weight of my cup. So it has come out to be 0. So now I'm going to pour 80 grams of part A. So that would be 80 grams of part A. As you can see how liquidy it is. and it has to be very accurate. 10% of up and down with the hardener, that is the part B, is fine, but you really have to be very precise with your resin, that is part A. So now I'm gonna do like my part B, so that is hardener. As you can see, both are almost with the same consistency, so I'll take it to 130. Perfect. Now, as you can see, the hardener and the resin are in two parts. That's the hardener and that's the resin. I am not mixing it right now because I have to instruct you about a few things more, which you had to do before before pouring your part A and part B into the measuring scale.